Hello, good morning to you. On today's show, determined to be with her son.
I'm going, Mum. I'm taking him and I'm going.
But will she get away with it? I'm going to be finding out from actress Chelsea Halfpenny. She is with me after 9 o'clock. Also, we are on a mission to slim you into your little black dress for Christmas. Nadia and Jane are here with the foods to boost your weight loss and exercises to speed up your metabolism. That's in 25 minutes. And it's all change at the convent. We're finding out more from Call the Midwife star Cliff Parisi. He's with me at 10 to 9. There he is. As well as all of that, celebrating being 65. We ask what can we expect from the future king, from the people who know him best. That's in 5 minutes. So let's start with a look through today's front pages as always. The Guardian leads with David Cameron, who has said more needs to be done to raise the aspirations of people from poor backgrounds to get top jobs. There's also a photograph of Prince Charles, who, as we said, is celebrating his 65th birthday today. The Daily Mirror has the parents of spy Gareth Williams, who have rejected police claims that his death was accidental. That story is also on the front page of the Daily Mail, as well as a photograph of 15-year-old missing schoolgirl Ella there too. And in other news, thousands of minor criminals will have to go to court instead of getting a caution. It's a crackdown on repeat offenders. With me now, journalist Eleanor Mills and Kevin Maguire. And this is all about the fact that some people are getting cautioned, not once, not twice, but up to like 10 times sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're saying that 5,000 what they call thugs and shoplifters are being let off with a caution for things like common assault, 750 drug offenders. And they say that they're getting these cautions, 2 or more cautions in a a 2-year period for these kind of offences. And it would seem logical that a caution's meant to be a warning. So if you got done again, surely there should be a kind of another strike and you're out, and that's not happening. So Grayling wants to, Chris Grayling, the Justice Secretary, wants to bring in plans to stop this. There are already plans on the book to ban cautions for more serious offences like rape and robbery, which I think we would all agree with, and they shouldn't be happening anyway. But this is a real kind of bit more of the government's get tough on crime.
And Lorraine, if a caution is a warning and you've been warned and then you do it again, it's clearly not worked.
Yeah,
you've got to
it's like when you tell your child not to do something and then they do, you've got to then up the punishment slightly, whatever way you think is going to work.
You have to follow through anyway.
Indeed, no, absolutely. Now, David Cameron has said that more needs to be done to raise the aspirations of people from poor backgrounds in order for them to get top jobs. They're calling it his despair at private school grip on top jobs. What do we make of this?
Yeah, well, he's an old Etonian who surrounded himself with old Etonians, so he's been looking after his own. My complaint twofold here with what he says. It's quite true. A lot of people struggle to get on, but he's closing children's centres. You leave university, you can't get a decent job. And when politicians talk about raise your aspirations, they're kind of shifting blame onto you and saying it's your fault. But the truth is, again, you just look at it. If life was a 100-metre race, so some people start at the back with concrete shoes, while there are others who start very near the finishing line with the latest trainers.
Very good analogy.
So I think, yes, raise people's horizons. You've got to realise.
Make it more easy for them, perhaps. Make it easier for them to actually achieve those ambitions. I mean, nobody wants to discourage people from being ambitious or wanting to better themselves, but, let's make it...
Dream big, but it's a lot harder for some people, and he's had it easy.
Absolutely. The parents of... Now, this is a very disturbing story, isn't it? The parents of spy Gareth Williams have rejected police claims that his death was accidental. And it's quite sad, is this, because this poor chap has been called the spy in the bag, which is a ghastly way to describe anybody. His family must be appalled by that.
Well, I think his family, as everyone who looked at this must be, are really concerned. The coroner, when he looked into this, said that this had to be an unlawful killing. This man was found zipped up inside a padlock bag in a bath, and what the police are trying to say was that he did this himself. Although they've had several experts trying to zip themselves into the same bag and they can't do it.
I'm not surprised.
And the parents are saying this guy was a spy. He worked for MI6. He was one of the top code crackers, and he could hack into Russian computers. So they're saying that maybe there was something a bit dodgy going on here, and they haven't been able to ask in the legal process the questions about what spies can do, because the crime scene was amazingly clean. There were no fingerprints. The DNA seems dodgy. He'd been in the bag for nearly a week, so his body had decomposed.
Jesus.
And so there were all sorts of questions about the evidence, and also why MI6 hadn't even worried about where he was, that there was a kind of a lack of care.
You just feel sorry for his family.
It's absolutely awful.
Really
and how can he have... It must be unlawful killing. How could he possibly have done that to himself?
his DNA is not on the padlock. His
And not on the
handprints
bath.
aren't on the bath. I mean,
More questions. I think actually we're trying to get to the answer. They've raised more questions than anything. Now, what about this one? Families spend nearly 2/3 of their time watching television, but actually, at least they're watching it together.
Yeah, we're a nation of royal families now. We are. We're all
total telly addicts.
That's right.
There they are, the
look
couch
at them.
potatoes.
Marvellous. They're my role models. I love them. I wish our family was as harmonious.
And what's that funny thing? Is it Gogglebox that everybody's?
Yeah.
It's just a show about watching
telly.
telly.
I know.
It's brilliant though.
Completely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But at least we're doing it together. And there are some cracking shows on television.
Oh God! Well, Strictly is very good.
Oh.
But also, I'm a Celeb's coming on, and I'm a Celeb is a good laugh. And,
I think it's hilarious. I actually feel quite cruel
I know.
sometimes at laughing, and then everybody always votes in the person that's the most terrified.
Particularly the bugs.
And as we said, Prince Charles is 65 today. We're going to be talking about that a lot later on in the programme. Somebody else who's gearing up for a big birthday, Kate Moss, is actually going to be 40 soon. Now, this is a picture of her. I'm not sure about the pose of this.
No,
I really...
Playboy? I mean, come on, Kate, just use a bit more classy
why has she
than
got
that.
a big cotton wool bud on her bottom?
Because she is a bunny rabbit. I don't know. I mean, she looks spectacular. She's an amazing looking woman. That's her job. Of course, she looks spectacular.
She looks like she should be in the Lily Allen video, which is.
Poses,
I think it looks very uncomfortable.
No, I think.
Now,
It's
what
not
about this one? This is an
not
interesting one. I wonder what you think about this at home. Thinking about the past can help you have a more positive future. This is all about nostalgia. Now, of course, it depends what you're thinking of. It has to be good thoughts, happy thoughts, things that you remember that just make you smile.
It does. And the Southampton University researchers found it raises your self-esteem and you just think positively. And I must admit, I sometimes think back to my childhood and I'll just remember something I did with my parents or somewhere where I was, and it does make you feel positive. And it's not
glow.
Yeah, it's not thinking things were better in those days. It is just feeling
memory.
happy.
Yeah, it's the memories that make you who you are.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. And it probably does just make you feel better about yourself. It's interesting, is that? Thank you both. We'll see you later on, and do let us know what you think. Just thinking about your childhood memories make you feel more positive about the future. What's your favourite memory and why? And also, 2/3 of family time spent watching the telly. Does that sound like your family? It's certainly mine. And do you think that kids watch too much TV? You can message us on Facebook. Tell us what you think on Twitter. If you're over 18, text 67890. It'll cost you 25 pence, plus that standard network charge, as you know. Competition time now, £65,000 up for grab.
We're giving away a fantastic £65,000. Imagine that cheque in your name.
But what's it like to win? We've invited some previous competition winners to a top London hotel to tell us all about it.
I saw the amount and I thought, oh, that's quite a nice amount. I'll just go in for that.
The prize that I won was a week's holiday to the Maldives and £20,000.
At first, I kind of kept it a wee bit to myself, and then it just came out. I just couldn't keep it in any longer, so I was like, I've won.
Having a cheque for £75,000 was absolutely wonderful.
It was one of the best calls I've ever had in my life. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful.
So if you'd like that chance of winning a huge £65,000, all you have to do is...
Text the word WIN to 82248. Call 090 41 61 9000. Text costs £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Or enter for free at itv.com. Entrants must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at midday on Friday the 29th of November will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck.
Now, today marks the 65th birthday of His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, as I'm sure you know by now. To celebrate, Katie Nicholl has been talking to some of the people who know him best.
Born at Buckingham Palace on November the 14th, 1948, Prince Charles has spent the last 65 years as one of the world's most famous faces.
But despite growing up in the spotlight, we know surprisingly little about our future king.
So what is Prince Charles, the man, really like?
He is really passionate, he's extremely funny, he's very caring, and with every breath in his body, he just wants to make a difference.
Tell me a little bit about the work of the Trust.
At the time, everyone told him it wouldn't work. He's proved all his critics wrong, and he still feels really passionate at making a difference to every single one of those young people.
I learnt more kind of within the Prince's Trust than I did within school, because it was really focused in something that I really wanted to kind of do.
Nothing comes between a man and his garden, and that's exactly what brought the Prince and his now good friend Alan Titchmarsh together. Tell me a bit about the Prince as a gardener. What sort of a gardener is he?
He's a very keen gardener, he's a very good gardener, and he is hands-on. He's really a perfectionist in terms of garden design, growing things. His plant knowledge is second to none. And if you go to Highgrove and you have a look at his garden, it really reflects the man. I think it's a great solace for him. I think the Prince is pretty relaxed in any form of countryside or any natural environment.
As a global ambassador for the royal family, the Prince of Wales has got to look the part too.
The Prince has been coming to Anton Shepherd's, or shall I say I've been going to him for the last 30 years. Well, most importantly, he's got to be comfortable. He's also got to look good, because he's in and out of a car all day long. He's getting photographed every 5 minutes. I think he is a style icon. He was voted Best Dressed Man last year, which we was quite pleased to hear about.
Royal warrant holders Turnbull and Nasser have been providing the Prince of Wales with the finest shirts since 1981.
Well, to hold the royal warrant, is very prestigious, and it's just a sign of quality and the standard of service.
We even have in the shop a Prince of Wales collar. Tell me a little bit about
Yes, we do. It's based on the collar that he actually wears. It looks very smart with a tie, and also looks very nice open neck. He does put things together very well. His tie, handkerchief and shirt combinations are very stylish.
And with the Prince celebrating today's birthday, away from home, representing the Queen in Sri Lanka, it's clear that as he reaches 65, the Prince shows no sign of slowing down.
Gosh, 65. Join me now, journalist Katie Nicholl, who did that report for us. So what do you think he'll be doing today then on his birthday?
Working.
Yeah.
It seems that that's all the Prince does. There's not going to be, relaxing and festivities. He's on his final day with Camilla of their tour in India, the 8th day. And later on they'll be travelling to Sri Lanka. It's a really important trip to Sri Lanka because the Prince is going to be representing the Queen for the first time at CHOGM, which is the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. So this is a really big deal. So of course the 65th is important, but that is a real pivotal point in the Prince of Wales's career thus far. So I think all of his attention will be geared towards CHOGM, but there will be some time for some chocolate cake, apparently, according to Camilla.
So. Yeah, Camilla gave a really lovely interview today in the papers where she said, I don't know what to get him.
I know. Well,
what do you get the man that's got everything?
Well, do you know what? Funnily enough, I asked Alan Titchmarsh the very same question, and I better not give it away because I don't want to give the surprise away, but I think something that themes closely with nature, or in Camilla's case, she's gone for a piece of China. I mean, this is the man who has everything.
Just a piece of China.
Sorry, not the country. Yes, a collectible, something that's going to be a personal gift. So, but I think it must be a challenge.
Oh, very much.
But what was so warm about that interview as well was Camilla not only saying that it's impossible to buy for him, but just that he doesn't stop. He's always reading his papers. He's always working, and she longs for him to step back. And if you think most people at 65...
You're retiring?
You're retiring.
It's actually going to, he's putting his foot on the accelerator, really, because he's going to take take on a lot more roles that perhaps the Queen would have done, as you said. We've seen also, it does seem to be happier.
I think immensely happy at the moment, and I think that's a combination of things. I think certainly you look at those images of him with Camilla and you see a man who's content, happy in himself, happy in the marriage. He's finally with the woman he's always loved, and she brings a sense of happiness. And I think the prospect of Charles's future becoming king, particularly at this late stage in his life, must be in some ways daunting, but perhaps knowing that he's going to be doing that and sharing that task with Camilla must be of great comfort. Of course, he's got two wonderful sons. He is a grandfather now.
Yes,
there's much to be happy about.
That's right. It'll be the first time you'll get a happy birthday granddad card. What sort of king do you think he will make should the day ever come?
I think if you'd asked that question 15 years ago, I think people would say, we might prefer to skip a generation. The Queen has left such an incredible legacy. But I think when you look at the work that Charles has done, you look at his plights and his causes and his passions, the things he really cares about, I think he's going to be a very a very good king. He's certainly had plenty of practice. I mean, this is
Look at
3 years old.
I know, extraordinary.
Since the age of 3, he's been waiting to be king. So he has a lifetime of experience. And I think experience in terms of being a sovereign is probably the best thing you can have in your favour.
That's very, very true. Now, he did get criticised for being, because obviously Diana was a very hands-on mum, and everybody sort of talked about the relationship that Diana had with her boys.
Yes.
But I think it's been unfair to portray him as this very cold dad. Who's
hands
very
off
distant.
almost. I agree with you. And Diana's always taken the credit for raising the sons outside of those strict royal protocol boundaries.
But you look at those pictures.
They're very, very warm. They enjoy a very close friendship. When Diana died, Charles had to take on the role of both parents. He took them skiing. He took them on holidays. He's actually been incredibly hands-on. He adores those boys and he would do anything for them. So don't underestimate how hands-on a father he's been over the years, not just now, but in the past as well.
And I think as well, he was a bit of a pioneer. I mean, people did mock him.
They did.
There was all that thing about talking to plants and what have you.
Yes.
But as far as, talking about organic issues, organic farming, green issues,
the
architecture, the countryside, all of these passions that he's got, he was actually ahead of his time.
I think absolutely ahead of his time. And yes, he was mocked and maligned at points, but actually he's written a leader, he's guest edited Country Life magazine this month. And actually, if you read what he's talking about, the issues facing farmers, the fact that we don't have a new generation of farmers and what that means for Britain, he actually makes an awful lot of sense. And I think now we're listening to him more. And I think that's the point. We're accepting and we're listening. And I think embracing not just him but Camilla.
Well, I hope he has a very, very lovely happy birthday.
Yes, many happy returns.
Absolutely. Thank you both very much. Thank you very much indeed. Right after the break, it's set to be an explosive return. We're gearing up for the Christmas special of Call the Midwife. Cliff Parisi, who plays Handyman Fred, of course, is going to be here to tell us all about it. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hi, welcome back. Still to come, will Amy manage to get away with son Kyle? Emmerdale's Chelsea Halfpenny's with me after 9 o'clock. First though, my next guest plays Handyman Fred in Call the Midwife, set to return early next year. But actor Cliff Parisi has also been busy filming that third series and is here to tell us what we can expect, because there's going to be a Christmas special as well. Let's see him in action. Oh, it's so sweet. Cliff Parisi is with me now. That's why we love that show so much. 1 minute you're crying and then the next minute you're laughing.
Yeah,
it's
great. I'm very lucky to be in the show like that and surrounded by those Betty nuns and nurses.
Yeah, you're surrounded by women. There's not many men apart from the doctor. That's about it, really.
Well, they take care of all the baby stuff and I change the light bulbs and keep the boiler going,
Which is a vital role. You must have really good fun on the set now because you've got to know each other so well, and there's nothing better than being on the set of a very successful show.
No, that's right, and it gives you some kind of confidence, probably going to do another series. And they're a great team to work with and they're really good fun, so I look forward to starting. As soon as we finish, I can't wait to get back on and
Isn't that great? Isn't that brilliant? That's why you do it, though. That's why you love it so much. And you all get on incredibly well, and I know that Miranda Hart has just been fantastic to work with, just really good fun.
She's a genius. She's very, very funny, but we're all incredibly professional on set. We don't muck about at all.
Of course. Yeah. So you didn't sort of toddle off and drive a really fast car and be late for your scene?
How did you hear about that?
How do you went away and I went away and did that?
Well, yeah, I did in between scenes. We've got a racetrack around. I'm not supposed to say this really, but we've got a racetrack around the outside of the studio, and I went round in a Lamborghini.
Oh.
Where is he?
He's going. You can hear you in the background. Yeah. But it has been so successful because the stories are so good. You get drawn in by the stories and the characters.
Yeah. Well, as soon as it starts to get a little bit heavy, they pop a picture of a baby up. We all love that.
And everybody goes, like this. So we can look forward to the Christmas special.
Yep.
And can you tell us anything that might be happening there without giving too much away?
All I can say is it's quite explosive.
Oh.
Potentially.
Right.
And a few people get evacuated from Poplar.
Right.
And there's a bit of antics in the community centre, so...
Right, look forward to it. It's a perfect Christmas viewing, and obviously, as we said, the new series is out early next year. You've also done Outnumbered as well.
Christmas special for Outnumbered as well. I think it's on Christmas Day. I'm not sure, but I think
you're all over Christmas. It's all about Christmas, but you won't be able to see anything because you'll be working. You're doing panto, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
It's that time of year again. Oh, yes, it is.
So come and see me in Bath. I'm Captain Hook.
You are. You've been a baddie
Peter
for a
Pan.
change. Can I just say, you don't look very threatening there. You look far too happy.
Yeah, but I'm not a real baddie, am I?
No.
I'm a comedy baddie, but I'm really looking forward to it. And they're a great team, and it's Bath, and it's beautiful, and it's Christmas. And
That'll be great. Everybody says panto's really good fun. But it's also a big responsibility because it's the first time for an awful lot of kids, it's their first experience of theatre. So you have to make sure that they have the best time so that they'll grow up and come back to see you, in other things.
Yeah, and I hadn't thought of that really, but I suppose
I'm
it's
putting
true.
the pressure on you.
Well, yeah. I'll just get them to boo and hiss before we start, warm them up, and then on we go. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh, it's great, and it's great panto because the thing is, once you get into it, you can actually change things round, have a lot of fun with it, really enjoy what you're doing, which is really
Yeah,
good.
well, we've got a great team. Chris Harris is Mr. Panto up there, and he does it every year, and Bath wouldn't be the same without him. And Jessica Punch is our Apan, and John Mooney, and we've got the what
He's
are they
got
called?
his flyer with all his names
the
on it.
Nitwits.
The Nitwits.
They're doing some tumbling.
Of course they are.
We've got some sword fighting.
It'll be great fun.
Yeah,
It'll be really,
it's
really
going to
good.
be brilliant.
And how about Christmas yourself? How are you going to be spending that?
The whole family.
Great,
coming
proper.
up. Pretty much so. We're going to have a bit of a Christmas dinner. I'll get one day off, and that'll be Christmas Day.
And then it's back.
And it's
with
back
the
to
family.
work. Yeah.
Brilliant. And we'll obviously look forward to seeing Outnumbered and Call the Midwife Christmas specials. I can't wait. So that's the best thing about Christmas. The telly is fabulous. Thank you very much. It's great to see you. Thank you, my love. Right, still to come between now and 9:25. Dramatic exit for Amy. Is she going to manage to get away with son Kyle? Emmerdale's Chelsea Halfpenny with us in 10 minutes. And how to look like Downton Abbey's Michelle Dockery and Goldie Hawn, no less, in your little black dress. Nadia's going to be here with the foods to help boost your metabolism. Jane's got some good exercise advice in just a moment. First though, it is 9 o'clock and it's time for the news with Ranview.
Thank you, Lorraine. Good morning. Another £20 million will be spent on the controversial police and crime commissioners. Most people think the commissioners have made no difference, according to a new survey. The government says it is pleased with how they have done in their first year. Aid workers in the Philippines are warning that as people get desperate for food and water, the country is becoming more volatile. An American aircraft carrier is due to arrive there shortly with 5,000 sailors and more than 80 planes to help the relief effort after Typhoon Haiyan. A campaign is starting to find 13 of Britain's most wanted criminals, and it's thought they are all hiding in Spain. One of them is 42-year-old Ian Stanton from Liverpool. He's accused of smuggling 400 kilos of cocaine into Britain in a shipment of beef. Prince Charles is 65 today. The Prince will start claiming his state pension, which he plans to give to charity. The Duchess of Cornwall has revealed that she has bought her husband some china for his big day. Today's weather for you, dry with some sunshine for most of us. There'll be a few showers though in the north and west. Windy for us all, highs of 11 Celsius. And that's the latest from me. Now back to Lorraine.
OK, it's time to talk Hungry Girls Little Black Dress Diet now. Thousands of you have checked out the diet online, and with only 42 days until Christmas, if you want to drop that dress size, have a look at this. On Monday, we launched our Hungry Girls Little Black Dress Diet. What's great about this is it's for hungry girls, but it's quick, it's simple recipes.
This really is a way that you can eat for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's about looking at the portion sizes and controlling that.
We're on a mission to help you drop a dress size in time for the festive season, and this is how we're going to do it.
Everything will be cooked in under 30 minutes. Some of them are like 15, 20 minutes.
We have got 3 minutes. I've gone one better on you. We've got 3 minutes workout.
Jane's been working out with some of our viewers to show them just how easy it is.
In just 3 minutes, I actually got out of breath, which is great.
Surprisingly fun to do.
And you've been telling us why you want to get involved.
I'm getting involved in the Hungry Girls Little Black Dress event this year. I'm hoping to wow my husband over in my little black dress during the Christmas period.
And Kimberly Walsh has been revealing her red carpet style secrets.
If I'm having one of those days where I feel like I've put on a few pounds, shapewear is essential.
So if you want to shift the pounds and be slimmer and shimmer in your little black dress this Christmas, this is the plan for you. Well, Nadia and Jane join me now. Fantastic response. Hasn't it been great? It's really good.
It's been nuts right across social media. We've been having loads of tweets, and in fact, just a couple of hours after the show, Bashra, I loved your dish. She sent me this fantastic picture of the fish tagine, and I was a little bit worried because I thought I might be out of job because it does actually look better than mine one.
Okay.
On Monday, it does, Lorraine. Look at it.
That is actually beautiful.
It is. And you've had loads of tweets.
I have. I've had some lovely tweets, and I love this one. This is from Adele, and she said that intense cardio is the one. Love it. Did chest numbs by kissing my baby on the cheek for every press up. Fun for all.
That's really good. Listen, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Look, we hear a lot about metabolism, don't we? Yeah. And then we hear a lot about how you can do that. And is there anything you can do to speed up your metabolism, do you think?
Well, it's funny. We were in the makeup room this morning. The last 30 years that I've been in makeup rooms, you hear makeup artists, presenters, actors, models. Oh, I've had my hot water and lemon.
Right.
So I think there is this, and I think Kelly Osbourne said it last year, that having hot water and lemon boosts the metabolism. We don't know if that's so, but I certainly feel like it kickstarts.
Right. Is that like first thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning before you have anything else. Another great thing now, if you like me, girls, and you hate oily fish, just force yourself to like it, because it's like, it really is a wonder food. Brilliant for your hair, for your brain, for your skin, but also it's really good for your metabolism.
Right.
Almonds, another fantastic one, but for goodness sake, don't have the whole bag,
Right.
which is what I used to do when I was 3.5 stone heavier than I am now. You just have to have, how many is it, Jane?
Well,
it's horrible.
About 4 to 6
4 to
almonds.
6? I stand there in the
Really?
front.
Is that
I
all?
think, yeah, because they're quite high in calories, but they're really, really, really good food to have.
And
really good food to
actually,
have.
if you really chew them and you walk away from the fridge, you do actually feel full up. It's just that we're used to having loads.
Absolutely.
Another brilliant thing is chili peppers, cayenne peppers. So if you like your food spicy, you're in luck, because that definitely, there is scientific proof that boosts your metabolism. And of course, the thing that I bang on about all the time is if you're taking some of the fat out, put some flavour in. So lots of chilli, of course, adds lots of flavour. So you're doing double header there.
You're absolutely right, because what you don't want is to just have bland food and be bored by it.
Boiled fish, go away. Boiled fish, no thank you.
Only if it's covered in chilli, you know, the spices and all the rest of it. What about exercises just to get your body moving and going and metabolism?
Absolutely. I think exercise is the key thing, and I think all these things with food, they do make a difference, and it's the calories going in and the calories going out. What you want is the calories going in, going down, and the calories going out, going up.
Right.
And there are 3 main ways you can do that. The first one is to increase your lean muscle mass. Now, the reason men can eat more than women is because they have more lean muscle tissue.
Right.
So we've got to build our muscles. We've got to build our muscles up. And the 3-minute toning exercises in our workouts on the web are perfect for this. And you've got to actually feel it in your muscles. You've got to feel your muscles fatiguing. The second thing is to do fast, furious exercise, interval type training. Now, you need to build yourself up to doing this, but with doing these kind of exercises, there's a little shot of me doing some here.
Yes.
It really does increase your metabolism for up to as much as 48 hours afterwards. So that really makes a difference.
I do that exercise while the pasta's boiling
There
in
you
the
go.
kitchen.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Have you warm up first?
My husband doesn't even notice anymore. He knows I'm bonkers and that's it.
But the other thing is just to move more. You know, when we sit down, fat cells love it. You know, they love it. They kind of collect. But when you get up and start moving, fat cells move to your muscles and you start metabolizing fat.
Right.
So you need to just move. So just get off your bottom and move as much as you can.
Makes sense. Now, we've got a couple of questions for you, lots and lots of questions. We just picked a couple. What would be portion control? Because we're not counting the calories. How do you know how much is too much? Now, a lot of viewers have said that they don't actually want to get into that whole kind of calorie thing.
Oh, it was the weighing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just like the end. Oh, that's another 4 grains of rice. You know, meanwhile, your life is flashing past you. Portion control is easy. Stick to these rules. Your protein, that's your meat, your fish, make it the size of the palm of your hand. Actually, what I've done, I made myself a plate and I've divided it into half, and the half I pile with vegetables, actually until they're falling off the plate. I love my food. And then the other 2 quarters, 1 quarter is the protein, so that's meat, fish, chicken, and then the other quarter is the carbohydrate. Now, try and keep to sweet potatoes. Weirdly, they've got lower sugar than normal potatoes. Don't ask me why, I don't understand that. Brown basmati rice, brown pasta, all those slow-release energy foods, and that way you don't have to do any weighing.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. And we've got a question. Lucy's got a question for you, Jane. Here's Lucy.
I suffer from a really bad back since having my baby in January of this year. I find it really hurts and really uncomfortable when I do any sort of exercises. For people like me with bad backs or joints, is there any way to adapt to your 3-minute workouts?
Ooh, can we do that?
Well, all the workouts are fine for you to do because I've got beginner, intermediate and advanced versions. So, and there are adaptations all the way through the 3-minute exercises. But the thing to do is to work on your posture and your core control.
Right.
So if you go,
see how we both sat up straight there?
It makes you look better as well.
Okay, there we go.
In the warm-up, VT, I go in the warm-up video, I show you correct posture and I go through this in quite a lot of detail.
Okay.
So if your back is hurting, if you start doing exercises and your back is hurting, you go back to the warm-up, go back through my posture tips. Core control, we've got to think about using our inner muscles. These are not the muscles you can see. It starts from up inside you and lift up through and pull your belly away from your waist belt all the time.
It's amazing how
and that will really help.
when you do that.
You do?
This really protects your back.
Right.
And the other issue people have with is bad knees and not being able to move because they've got arthritic knees or just joint problems. And can't get down to the floor, so they can't do their exercises on the floor. You don't have to go onto the floor, you can actually do them on your bed. And that means you don't actually have to get down to the floor to do that. And we've got one of the ladies that has been following us, so she's been doing that as well.
Look forward to lots more
Best
of that
trainer in the
next
world. She can give you an exercise you can do in bed.
Happy days, happy days.
Great
We'll
for
see you
hungry
two
girls.
next week. Thank you very, very much indeed. And for more information on the Hungry Girls Little Black Dress Diet, do head to the website itv.com/Lorraine. As we said, you'll find Nadia's food plan in there and Jane's exercise videos, all to help you drop a dress size in time for Christmas. And do let us know how you're getting on. Right, after the break, has Amy gone too far? Will she get away with it? Emmerdale's Chelsea Halfpenny is going to be right here. See you in a couple of minutes. Hello, welcome back. I'm going to be talking to Emmerdale's Amy, Chelsea Halfpenny, in just a moment. First though, talking earlier on, weren't we, about families spending nearly 2/3 of their time watching telly. Wanted to know if this sounded like your family. Eleanor and Kevin are back with me now. And Francis Gibbons says, oh, why is that such a bad thing? We watch TV as a family and actually end up talking about a lot of issues that come from the programmes, which is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, and Robin says, I can't say we watch a lot, but my girls enjoy watching Peppa Pig. Lots of people slate it, but my girls have learned quite a bit from watching it. Very sweet.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh.
And Sue Rolfe says, lead by example. Turn it off, or better still, don't put it on in the first place. Introduce a TV curfew too. Just because we're in the house doesn't mean the TV should be on. Your house, your rules.
Right. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to question time tonight when the subject of tattoos come up.
Yes.
Interesting with Mr. Dimbleby. Also, a report has found that thinking about your childhood memories actually makes you feel happier and more confident and optimistic about the future. Sammy Lou says, my favourite memory is me and my sister Amanda going to our Nana and Grandad's every morning before school while Mum and Dad worked, having a cup of tea and biscuits watching Cartoon Network. Yeah, that is a good one.
And I've got Carol Hanley says, one of my happiest childhood memories was my mum ripping up pieces of paper till they were like confetti and us throwing them out of the window. We lived in the top floor of a flat and watching as the wind carried them away.
Litter bugs! Litter bugs! That is sweet.
Yeah, wonderful. And Leanne Westwood says, Christmas mornings when Dad would wake us up at silly o'clock just because he was a big kid himself.
I used to do that. We'd wake up at 2 in the morning.
It's kind of
Santa been yet? Thank you both very much. Right, it is all coming to a head for Amy in Emmerdale this week. She plans to make her exit with son Kyle.
They could stop us any minute, you know. Look, let's not panic till we need to. Who am I trying to kid? And Johnny's probably already called them. But we knew that. Look, you've got your plan. We just need to outrun them, right? Right? Luckily for you, you're with one of the best runners away in the business.
Oh, well, Chelsea Halfpenny is with me now. Fantastic storyline for you. And of course, all coming to a head this week. And we're not sure what happens. Is she going to get away with it? You can't tell us. You do know, but you can't say.
No.
Have you enjoyed doing the storyline?
Yeah, I've loved it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your typical teenage storyline. It's quite, you know, it's quite gritty. So I've really loved doing it.
No, you have. You've made some great friends in
The
Emmerdale,
best,
haven't you?
yeah.
That's going to be tough.
That's the hardest thing. I think the people, and I know everybody says it, but they really are the nicest group of people to work with, and you know, crew as well. They're amazing. So that's the hardest thing, but I'll stay in touch.
Of course you will, because that's friends for life.
Yeah.
That's friends for life you make. But you'll miss it. I mean, obviously miss the people. Will you miss just the general, just being this character that you've got to know so well?
Yeah, just the job. You know, I've been very, very lucky with this character, and just the show in general is great, and I think it's just getting better and better now. So I will miss it, and it was a pure, you know, it was a business decision. It was nothing to do with the job, because the job in itself is amazing, and I was very lucky.
But you want to do other things. I mean, you come into acting to do as many variety of roles as you can. And this now, I mean, you've had this huge high profile. So now I guess the work starts, and you have to see what's out there.
Yeah, that's what is.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary, but that's, you know, I want to challenge myself, and I'm excited. I'm excited to play someone else, you know, in a different accent, or you know, just someone different to Amy. I think
you'll probably get offered a few Amy lookalikes and a few Amy soundalikes, and then it's going to be up to you whether or not you decide. Now we said you made really good friends, and of course you went off with your mum in the show, but your friends in real life too. Have you hit New York?
Yes, we did.
Brilliant.
It
was that sort of just a kind of great girly weekend celebration?
Yeah, we went for a week.
Excellent.
Respect. It was amazing. We had the best time, because obviously there's not that huge of a gap in age in real life. She's only like 7 or 8 years older, but we had an amazing time, met some hilarious people.
Did you shop?
We did. We're not that big shoppers. We both bought a watch,
Fine.
which I have on.
Lovely, bling, bling, bling.
Yeah, but we're not really big shoppers. We just like all the kind of backstreet, you know, just meeting the people. Really, we're really fascinated.
Fascinating city.
It is.
I just always feel that when you go to New York, if you're lucky enough to ever go, it's like being in a movie set.
It is.
You actually do feel like you're in a film,
and you can't believe that that's actually what it's like. You know, you see it in the films, but then
it is there.
Yeah, and it's so colourful and. Amazing.
No, it's brilliant. Now, Jill Halfpenny is a relative. She's a cousin, I believe.
Auntie.
She's your auntie?
Yeah, my mum's sister.
I thought you were cousins, because you look so similar, obviously. Sound so similar. You're from the same place. Have you ever worked with her? Would you like to do that?
We haven't worked together yet, but I would love to at some point. Only because I just think, you know, we know each other so well, and that's you know, you can't beat chemistry like that when we'd be able to work together really well, I think. And I'd love to at some point, definitely.
It would be good, wouldn't it? Two halfpennies making a penny. It'd be that good. It'd be great. Would you like to do some stage work? Is that something that you'd love to do?
Definitely, I'd love to do some theatre. I think there's nothing, I can't imagine that feeling of, you know, like a live audience, and it's definitely at some point,
Meanwhile, we can still enjoy you on Emmerdale. We can still see, you know, what's happening. It's all going to unfold this week. We have a sneaky preview from tonight's show. Have a look at this.
Hi, Val.
Oi, Valerie!
Where is she?
Gone. She's gone. You're too late, man.
There are no words. There are no words for what you've done to that girl.
She's not in there. You having a laugh or what?
Do I look like I think this is funny?
Kerry's just told us you've missed her.
She said to say she was sorry.
What was she thinking?
So we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, she's toddled off, but has she got Kyle with her? We don't know. And you can't say. We're going to have to watch tonight and for the rest of the week to find out.
Yeah,
gosh, it'd be. Will you be watching? Can you watch yourself as a viewer? Is that a difficult thing to do?
It is, and I think you don't enjoy it, and you probably don't watch it like other people watch it. But I do. I like to see if you've really enjoyed filming a scene or put a lot of work into it. Yeah, I'd like to watch it. So.
Well, there'll be an aftermath, that's for sure. They're all going to be paying the price for a while. Great to see you.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the very, very best in the future. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. Now, this week we are hearing from some of our competition winners and how you can be joining them. £65,000 up for grabs.
We're giving away a dazzling £65,000. Winning that amount would be the perfect end to the year.
We've invited some of our previous winners to a party in London to tell us what it's like to win.
I couldn't believe it. Very quickly got on the phone to my wife Louise.
I was really excited. It was lovely, really good news.
The day that I got the phone call to say that I'd won, I didn't believe it.
I could tell she was jumping up and down. Good feeling, very good feeling.
Winning a competition like this just is incredible because I never win things.
The holiday to look forward to, money in the bank towards a new car.
We're planning a very nice holiday, perhaps change the car, and certainly have a very nice Christmas.
And there's not even a question to answer. So for your chance of bagging £65,000, just
text the word WIN to 82248. Call 090 41 61 9000. Text costs £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Or enter for free at itv.com. Entrants must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at midday on Friday the 29th of November will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck.
That's it for today. On tomorrow's show, find out what happened when I caught up with Oprah. I'm just about to do that. I'm slightly nervous. Wish me luck, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.